Good evening. KITV4 News has learned at least 2 managerial personnel fired a week ago by the TSA as a result of a baggage checking investigation at Honolulu International Airport plan to appeal their firings. Their lawyers spoke exclusively tonight with KITV4's Kyoki Kerr, who has this report.
48 TSA employees have been fired or suspended after a probe found security workers at Honolulu International Airport failed to screen thousands of checked bags for explosives over several months last year. But now the TSA confirms almost all of those employees plan to challenge the discipline against them.
They've found a few bad apples, I would say, but they've now decided that we're going to throw all the apples and the keg in which they were kept out.
Elbridge Smith is an attorney who specializes in representing federal employees. He says 2 of the 5 supervisors and managers fired by the TSA have hired him to represent them in appeals with the agency.
So we're talking about throwing out managers who may very clearly have had no idea what was going on.
He says the TSA will have to prove that the discipline it's decided for those employees is fair.
An employee could commit an offense, and there's a range from being a reprimand to being suspended or being removed. And the question is, what's the appropriate penalty, even if they committed the offense?
Each employee has the right to reply to the proposed actions, and those replies will be considered before any final action is taken, a TSA spokesman said, referring to the appeals process. TSA appeals are expected to take up to 2 months to complete, but they can drag on for years if an employee takes the agency to court. Case in point, former Assistant Federal Security Director for Screening Kenneth Kamahele, who the TSA fired in August of 2006, accusing him of having an intimidating management style. One somewhat humorous reason for his dismissal? That Kamahele allegedly told TSA employees who complained about workplace problems that they could work at Jack in the Box instead, and he offered them applications to the fast food restaurant, a charge that was later thrown out in a TSA appeal. Kamahele sued the TSA in federal court for racial discrimination and reached a settlement late last year, 4 years after he was fired, a settlement that sources say gave him back pay and restored his retirement benefits. The bottom line, these appeals can take a long time, and while the employees are appealing their firings to the TSA, they still collect full pay, while the agency also pays the airfare, hotel, and per diem costs of out-of-town TSA screeners who've been brought in to replace them. Pam?
What a mess.